In a picturesque village, nestled amidst rolling hills and endless green pastures, there lived a wise old woman. Her name was Granny Willow, and she was known throughout the village for her warm smile and twinkling eyes that seemed to hold a multitude of stories. Granny Willow had a small, humble shack at the edge of the village, and despite her advanced age, she was self-reliant in many things. One of her daily tasks was to fetch water from a brook that lay a fair distance from her home. She owned two clay pots for the purpose. One was vivid and new, its surface shiny and unblemished. The other was older, worn with time, and had tiny cracks dotting its exterior. Every day, Granny Willow would walk to the brook, fill each pot to the brim, and head back home, carefully balancing them across her shoulders on a sturdy stick. As the years went by, the older pot began to feel increasingly troubled by its imperfections. Dribbling water all along the path back to the village, it felt certain it was failing in its duty. "Dear Granny Willow," the pot spoke one day, its voice trembling sadly as she refilled it at the brook. "Why do you still use me when I cannot even hold all the water without leaking? Shouldn't you replace me with a better pot that doesn't spill?" Granny Willow paused, gently looking at the old pot, and a small smile appeared on her weathered face. "Ah, my dear pot, don't you know? Each of us has our own unique purpose," she replied softly. "As we walk back to the village, haven't you noticed the beautiful row of flowers blossoming along the path?" The pot had indeed seen the flowers, vibrant in color, but it had never realized their significance. "I planted seeds along this path," explained Granny Willow, her eyes sparkling with delight. "Every day, bit by bit, the water you drip nourishes those flowers, turning them into a magnificent bed of nature's glory. You help bring a bit of spring into my life each day, just by being you." From that day onward, the pot embraced its perspective anew, seeing itself not as broken, but as a vessel of life and beauty. With each drop that fell from its cracks, it celebrated its part in transforming simple seeds into brilliant blooms. And so, Granny Willow and her two pots continued their daily journey to the brook. The paths they traveled didn't change, but the way they viewed them did. Every villager who passed by couldn't help but admire the lively splash of colors owed in part to the worn little pot. Thus, they reminded everyone who heard their story that nothing is truly useless. Everyone, like the little pot, has a unique gift that, when nurtured, graces the world with unexpected splendor.